Hey guys, Armand here and welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to show you guys how to use a capo, right? This thing over here. So if you don't know what a capo basically allows you to play in multiple different keys without necessarily changing the chord shapes that you are playing. So just before we get started, on this channel I do videos every week helping worship leaders and musicians grow in their skill and grow in their confidence. So if you are a worship leader or if you're a musician who plays in a band, you definitely want to consider subscribing because there's content coming your way every week. Alright, so with that said, let's jump into the lesson. A lot of musicians sometimes think it's something that just the lazy people use. Because you can only play a couple of chords and you use the capo to put it all over the guitar, so that you can play in multiple different keys without knowing any new chord shapes. Alright, so that might be true, but the capo is definitely more powerful than that. It's not just playing in different keys with just a couple of shapes. As an acoustic guitar player, I've learned that the capo actually allows me to get the most out of my instrument. And the reason I say that is I've noticed that there are certain shapes and certain chord voicings that just sound so good on an acoustic guitar. If I play in the key of B, right, and I have to play the bar chords, it's not going to sound as nice as if I play an open chord. Alright, in future lessons I'll explain to you guys more about what an open chord is, but hopefully today you'll just see that this is not something that's just for the lazy people. It's actually to help you get the most out of your playing. But it is true, the capo allows you to play in multiple different keys without changing the chord shape. Now that is really such a powerful thing to know about the capo, and right now I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So for these examples I'm going to be playing in the key of G. Right, so there are 4 chords that I'm going to use for this example, and they are G, C, E minor, and D. Alright, so let me quickly show you those chords. Alright, so those are the 4 simple chords. You can go back to that section and slow it down if you want to check it out again. But we're going to use those 4 chords. Alright, now we all know that I'm playing in the key of G, right? That first chord that I strummed, that was my root position. That was the first chord, right? That's home. Okay? Now, let's see what happens if I take this capo and I put it on the 2nd fret, but I'm still playing the same chords. Check it out. Alright, so you hear how the entire pitch of that chord shifted higher, right? If you haven't noticed it, let me quickly play the normal G and let me play the G with the capo on the 2nd fret again. Check it out. Right, so hopefully you can hear that there's a difference now, right? The second time I played the G with the capo on the 2nd fret, you can definitely hear that there is a difference. Okay, so to get technical, what you're actually playing now is what you're actually doing now is you are taking the fretboard, right? And you are shifting it up with 2 frets. So that on the 2nd fret is actually the start of your fretboard now. So you are making the fretboard shorter, in this case, which makes the pitch of the chord you're playing sound higher. And technically, although you are playing a G shape now, it is actually A chord. But now, as you can see, it's because the note that I'm fretting there is an A, that now, even though I'm playing a G shape, the chord is A, because my capo is on the 2nd fret. Okay, so please let me know if that makes sense. If it didn't make sense at all, also please tell me, because I want to figure out ways how to explain this so that you guys can understand it. Alright, so let me know in the comments below if you're tracking with me so far. Okay, but let's now move on to the second example, where we are going to play, still going to be playing G shapes, but now we're going to be doing it in the key of B. Technically, you were playing in the key of B, still using these 4 chords, or these 4 shapes. Alright, so now let's check out the next example. Alright, and there you go. This time, once again, just moving the capo up the fretboard. We were playing in the key of C, but using G shapes. Alright, let's check out the final example. Okay, cool. So hopefully now you could see how powerful the capo really is. Basically what we did is we took 4 chord shapes, which was G, C, E minor, and D, and using the capo, those 4 shapes has turned into 16 chords. Alright, so hopefully that shows you how powerful the capo really is and how it could be useful. I know I use it all the time, especially in worship music. There's just sometimes you want to use a certain chord, a certain shape, for example the G shape or the E shape, and you want to change the key, but you don't want to change the chords you are playing. Not necessarily because you don't know the other chords, or because you don't know how to play bar chords or all these other things, but because sometimes the specific chord shape that you are playing is producing a specific sound that is maybe true to the song, or really add something to the music that it wouldn't really add if you were to play bar chords. So for that reason, I definitely like to use the capo a lot, and it's just allowed me to still keep the sound that I want on the guitar, but not having to change the actual chords that I'm playing. Alright, so hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully you guys have a good idea of how you would use the capo in your situation. And please let me know in the comments what is your favorite thing about the capo, and how are you guys using it. Which brings me to the next point. In the next video, I'm actually going to take different chord shapes. I'm going to use the E shape, and I'm going to use the capo to play the E shape in different parts of the neck, so that those 16 chords that you just learned now will turn into 32 chords. Alright, so hopefully you can see how that becomes more and more. Alright, so if you want to check out that video, it's going to be up here. If you want to check out some other content on my YouTube channel, you can check it over here. Alright, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.